The sun shone brightly in Monterrey. Santiago Herrera, a 38-year-old mechanic, wiped the sweat from his forehead. He had been working on an old car for a long time, but it still wouldn't start. His hands were covered in grease, his blue work clothes were stained with oil, and he was starting to feel frustrated. "This must be a joke," he said, closing the hood in annoyance. Santiago owned a small auto repair shop called Herrera Motors. His father had founded the business, and now he was the one running it. It wasn't the biggest shop, but the people in the neighborhood trusted him. However, things have been tough lately. He didn't have as many customers, and he was worried about paying his bills. Just as he was about to close for the day, he heard a car making a strange noise outside. He looked towards the entrance and saw a black SUV struggling to park. It looked like it had broken down. Santiago sighed. One more customer won't hurt, he thought as he walked towards the car. The driver's door opened slowly and a man stepped out. He was wearing a baseball cap, sunglasses, and a hooded sweatshirt. Santiago noticed that he walked a little strangely, as if he was tired or maybe in pain. "Good afternoon," the man said with an Argentine accent. "Sorry to bother you, but my car broke down and I barely made it here." "No problem, buddy. I was about to close, but let me take a look." Santiago bent down and lifted the hood while the man leaned against the car. As he worked, he heard the man speaking softly on the phone. "Yes, I'm alone. My car broke down. No, nobody has recognized me. I'll let you know when I'm done." Santiago didn't pay much attention to what he was saying. He was too focused on the repair. After a few minutes, he straightened up and wiped his hands with a rag. "The battery is almost dead and there's an issue with the fuel system." "How long have you had this car?" "I bought it recently, but it never gave me any trouble before. I can fix it, but it'll take me a couple of hours. You can wait inside if you want." The man nodded and went inside the shop while Santiago got to work. As he repaired the car, they talked a little. The man seemed nice but also nervous. "By the way, what's your name?" Santiago asked. The man hesitated for a second before giving a small smile. "Leo? I'm Santiago." That was it. To Santiago, Leo was just another customer with a broken car. He had no idea that Leo was someone very famous, and even less that this night would change his life forever. Santiago worked carefully, just as his father had taught him. His father always said, "A good mechanic doesn't just fix cars. He makes people feel safe when they drive." As he checked the fuel system, the small television in the shop was showing the news. They were talking about Lionel Messi's visit to Mexico. "Wow, that guy is incredible," Santiago commented as he tightened a screw. Inside the shop, Leo remained silent, lowering the visor of his cap and looking at his phone. He seemed like he didn't want to be noticed. "Well, buddy," Santiago finally said, wiping his hands. "Your battery is working again, but you'll need a new one soon. I also fixed the fuel system. Try it now." Leo got into the car, turned the key, and the engine started without a problem. "Perfect," he said with relief. "That's my job." Leo pulled out his wallet and started counting money. Santiago saw this and quickly said, "Don't worry about it, buddy. I'm not going to charge you." Leo stopped. "What do you mean you're not going to charge me?" "It's nothing. I was about to close anyway. It was a quick repair." Leo looked at him, surprised. He wasn't used to people refusing his money. "That's unusual. Most people always want me to pay them." Santiago shrugged. "Sometimes helping someone is more important than money." Leo smiled and put his wallet away. "Thank you, Santiago." "Really?" The mechanic nodded and watched as Leo got into the SUV. Before driving off, he rolled down the window and said, "We'll meet again. Take care." Santiago raised his hand in farewell as the SUV disappeared into the night. He closed his shop and walked home, unaware that his life was about to change forever. Santiago's shop appeared on all the news channels. Mechanic in Monterrey helps Lionel Messi without knowing who he was. Santiago spit out his coffee when he saw the television. His eyes widened. On the screen, they showed a photo of the black SUV he had repaired, alongside an image of Lionel Messi. "This can't be," he whispered, running a hand through his hair. The news anchor said, Lionel Messi, who was visiting Mexico, had car trouble in Monterrey. A local mechanic helped him without recognizing him and refused to take any money. The story has gone viral on the internet. Santiago's heart was pounding. His phone started vibrating again and again. He looked at the screen and saw dozens of messages from friends, family, and customers asking if it was true. On Facebook and Twitter, people were talking about him. Someone had even posted a photo of his shop with the caption, "The most honest mechanic in Mexico. Legend." Santiago whispered, "I don't know whether to laugh or be scared." At that moment, his sister Camila burst into his house, holding her phone. "Tell me this is a joke," she shouted. "You fixed Messi's car and didn't even know it was him?" Santiago covered his face with his hands. "I had no idea. He just told me his name was Leo." "Oh my God, Santiago. This is huge. You're famous now." "I don't know if that's good or bad." Camila sat down, scrolling through her phone with a big smile. "Brother, you should take advantage of this. This could change your life." Santiago shook his head. "I was just doing my job." But it didn't matter what he thought. The news was everywhere. And the worst part? This was just the beginning. His shop was full of reporters. When Santiago arrived in the morning, he stopped in his tracks. There were cameras, microphones, and people recording him with their phones. Some were even wearing Argentina national team jerseys. Everyone was shouting his name. "Oh no," Santiago whispered as he quickly turned around. But it was too late. "Santiago Herrera. Santiago, can we talk? How do you feel after helping Messi without knowing who he was? Has Messi contacted you? Have you seen his Instagram story?" Santiago's stomach tightened. He didn't like being the center of attention, especially not like this. He walked quickly toward his shop, trying to avoid the cameras and microphones. As soon as he unlocked the door, he slipped inside and leaned against it, breathing heavily. "This can't be happening," he murmured. His phone vibrated in his pocket. He pulled it out and saw a message from Camila. "Idiot. Messi talked about you on Instagram." Santiago frowned. With trembling hands, he opened the app. Messi had posted a picture of Santiago's shop with a short message. "Thank you for your help, Santiago. Honest people like you make the world a better place. See you soon." Santiago felt dizzy. Messi wanted to see him again. Before he could even process what to do, his phone rang. It was an unknown number. He hesitated but answered. "Hello? Santiago Herrera?" asked a man with an Argentine accent. "Yes. Who's this?" "I'm Felipe from Lionel Messi's team. We'd like to talk to you." Santiago swallowed hard. This was bigger than he had imagined. He stayed silent, gripping the phone tightly. "Hello? Are you still there?" Felipe asked. Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, it's just, this is a lot." Felipe chuckled. "I understand. Lionel is really grateful for what you did. Not just for fixing his car, but for treating him like an ordinary customer. That doesn't happen very often." Santiago scratched his head. "Well, to me he was just another customer. That's what impressed him the most. He wants to see you again. No cameras, no reporters. Just to thank you in person." Santiago couldn't believe what he was hearing. "When?" "Today, if possible. He has a dinner in Monterrey, but he can stop by before that. Can we go to your shop this afternoon?" Santiago ran his hands over his face. This was unbelievable. "Yes. All right. I'll be here." "Great. See you later." The call ended and Santiago just stared at his phone. Messi was coming back. The hours passed in the blink of an eye. Santiago tried to work, but the crowd outside forced him to close early. He sat in the waiting area, his mind racing. At 5 p.m., a black SUV pulled up to the back entrance. Santiago rushed to open the door. Felipe got out first, followed by Lionel Messi. This time, Messi wasn't wearing a cap or sunglasses. He looked relaxed, dressed in sportswear and smiling warmly. Santiago greeted him. Messi extended his hand. Santiago shook it, still in shock. "Leo? Mr. Messi." Messi laughed. "Just call me Leo." They stepped inside the shop, away from the noise outside. Messi looked around with interest. "I like this place. It has character." Santiago crossed his arms. "It was my father's shop. I'm trying to keep it going." Messi nodded. "That's why I'm here. I want to help you." Santiago frowned. "Help me?" Messi smiled and pulled out an envelope. "This is for you. A small token of appreciation for your honesty and kindness." Santiago took the envelope with trembling hands and opened it. Inside was a check. His eyes widened when he saw the amount, 5 million pesos. He gasped for air. No, he stammered, dropping the envelope as if it burned him. "This is too much." Messi placed a hand on his shoulder. "I don't want you to see it as charity. Use it to grow your shop. You deserve it." Santiago felt tears welling up in his eyes. He couldn't believe what was happening. I don't know what to say." Messi smiled. "Just say yes." Santiago looked at Messi, then at the check. Anyone else would have taken the money without hesitation. But Santiago thought differently. He took a deep breath. "If I accept this, I have one condition." Messi raised an eyebrow. You're an interesting guy, Santiago. What is it? Santiago looked at his shop and thought about his neighborhood. There are a lot of kids here with no future. I want to create a place where they can learn mechanics and have a chance at life. Messi nodded, impressed. I like that idea. If you need more help, just let me know. Santiago felt warmth in his chest. For the first time in a long time, he saw a bright future. Messi patted his shoulder. You're a good man, Santiago. I know you'll do something incredible with this. They shook hands firmly. Before leaving, Messi gave him his number and asked him to keep him updated. Santiago watched as the black SUV drove away. His life would never be the same. And he wasn't going to waste this opportunity. Since that day, Herrera Motors had completely transformed. With the money, Santiago expanded the shop, bought new tools and hired more workers. But the best part? He kept his promise. He used a large portion of the money to open a school where kids from the neighborhood could learn mechanics and technical skills. The Herrera Training Center became a place of hope. Many young people who had no future now had an opportunity, all because Santiago had been honest and kind. One afternoon, while teaching some students, his phone rang. He saw the name on the screen and smiled. Leo. What a surprise. Santiago, I saw the pictures of the school you sent me. It looks amazing, brother. Santiago laughed, wiping his grease-covered hands. All thanks to your help? No. You did this. I just gave you the opportunity. Listen, I'll be in Mexico soon and I'd love to visit. Santiago's heart raced. It would be an honor, my friend. Messi smiled on the other end of the line. See you soon. Santiago hung up and looked around, his shop, the school, the students. Everything had changed since that night when, unknowingly, he had helped one of the greatest footballers in history. And the best part? He had changed too. Sometimes, the best opportunities come when you least expect them. Santiago learned that helping others without expecting anything in return can lead to incredible things. If you enjoyed this story, share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. Don't forget to subscribe for more amazing stories filled with adventure, mystery, and excitement. Your support means the world and it helps keep these stories coming. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.